In this video, we're going to look at how to lock down access to SharePoint Online and OneDrive, two popular SaaS tools that often hold sensitive business data. So why lock them down? Well, for starters, millions of stolen credentials are floating around the dark web. Even if you've enabled two-factor authentication, attackers can still bypass it using phishing kits or session hijacking. That means relying on just usernames, passwords, or even two-factor authentication. It just isn't enough anymore. That's where CloudConnexa comes in. By requiring users to be connected to CloudConnexa before they can access SharePoint or OneDrive, you gain a whole new layer of protection. Why? Because access is now tunneled securely, even over public Wi-Fi hotspots, using encrypted tunnels. Devices must authenticate with digital certificates. You can check device posture and apply zero trust rules to make sure users and their devices really are who they say they are. In short, we're turning public SaaS into private apps, available only to your authorized users under your control. Let's walk through how to set this up. First, let's try accessing SharePoint the usual way. Our user logs in with her username and password. And yep, she's in, just as expected. Now let's try OneDrive, same deal. She logs in and gets access. Before we configure the apps, here's a quick look at our setup. I've got an AWS VPC that I previously connected to CloudConnexa by running an OpenVPN Connector. This connector makes an outbound tunnel to a CloudConnexa region, in my case, Los Angeles, which essentially brings that VPC into the CloudConnexa network. That means any traffic we want to secure, for example, access to OneDrive, can now be routed through that AWS VPC via the connector. We'll tell CloudConnexa that OneDrive is reachable from that VPC by adding it as an application. That way, CloudConnexa knows to route OneDrive traffic through our trusted network. And just to tie it together, we'll whitelist the connector's IP address in SharePoint so that only traffic from our VPC can access it. All right, now let's head over to the CloudConnexa admin portal. From the menu, expand Network and click on Application. Click Add Application and let's give it a name. I'll call it SharePoint. Next, pick the appropriate network. For protocol, select Custom and set it to HTTPS. Click Submit. Now enter the domain name for SharePoint, then click Add Application. Let's repeat the same steps to create one for OneDrive. Give it a name. I'll call it OneDrive. Set the protocol to HTTPS again. Hit Submit. Enter the domain name and click Add Application. With both apps set up, let's give access to the right group of users. In our case, it's the accounting group. Go back to the menu, Expand Access, then click Groups, find the accounting group and click Edit. Under Destinations, expand Networks and select your network. Then expand Applications, and choose both SharePoint and OneDrive. Click Update Access Group to save everything. I've also applied a location context policy. That means the accounting group can only connect to CloudConnexa when they're physically in the US. And not just that, they also need to be on authorized devices that meet our company's security standards, like having antivirus installed and running a specific OS version. This ensures we're not just checking users, but also verifying their environment is safe. Next up, we need to allow access only from our CloudConnexa connector's IP address in the SharePoint Admin Center. So go to the SharePoint Admin Center. Expand Policies, select Access Control, and then click on Network Location. Toggle the switch to allow access only from specific IP address ranges. Then enter the connector's IP address and save. Let's test it out. First, try accessing SharePoint without being connected to CloudConnexa. And yep, access denied. Just what we wanted. Let's do the same for OneDrive. And here we go, access denied. Now let's connect as a user in the accounting group. Back in the CloudConnexa portal, we can see Ella is part of that group. So let's connect as Ella. Once she's connected, we try SharePoint again. And there it is, access granted. Let's try OneDrive now. Same result. She's in. One last thing, let's test with someone who isn't in the accounting group. Emma is part of the support team, so she shouldn't have access even if she's connected to CloudConnexa. Let's connect as Emma. Okay, now let's try SharePoint and OneDrive. And there you go. Access denied first on SharePoint. And again here on OneDrive. For more info, head over to openvpn.net and check out our knowledge base and tutorials under the resources section.